Hi Patrick, this is my post um, explaining session, I guess. I think this is what you want me to do. Um, so I guess just talking about after you've seen my video, I guess this is the follow up. Um, so yeah, I've just written my blog post about the Road to Glory Oceans 5. I hope you can gain some kind of understanding about it. So I travelled from Melbourne to Sydney to compete in a tournament, and this was my attempt to um, film that and to bring together a kind of cohesive and understandable video. So after watching myself a few times, I was making it and thinking like, oh no, this might not make sense, or maybe there's not enough like context. Because the one thing that I was struggling with, one problem I did run into actually, is that I had footage that was broadcast live during the time I was there, and I'd picked up some of that footage. And then once I was putting that footage into, because it was only, that footage is only a small part, that would have been a small part of my final video. Um, but so what happened was the aspect ratio was very squashed to meet with the original sequence of the vertical aspect. And so when the kind of 16:9, average or normal aspect ratio is being put into this, it was very squashed, and because you kind of need the normal resolution to actually understand what's happening. If I threw that clip in a squash size, I think people would there'd be like a moment where people would be like I don't know what's going on, but now I don't even, now like even more I don't know what's going on. Um, so I decided against using another method of filming, just purely because I think I just didn't take that into consideration, because I thought like it'd just be okay, and I'm sure there was a worker, and there probably could have been a workaround to that, but I guess I'm just not as knowledgeable or experienced in that sense. But I guess that's what I can take away from it, is that next time I should be very aware of the different aspects. So like that's one thing that I've learned from um, using mobile video, is that there's always different aspects. There's different footages coming from everywhere. There's a DSLR, there's a video camera, there's a mobile phone, there's online streamed videos or whatever, YouTube videos, ripped, soundtracks and all that stuff. And so this is the first time I'd ever run into that kind of problem, like the just that difference. Um, Although it was a challenging task, and I'd never done anything like this before, and I was very pleased that I was doing this as well. Because it's just also fun to just kind of see like that journey kind of culminated into just 1 minute. Although like I wished I had like so much more time. Like I was making the video, and then I'd already gone to a minute, and I was like, wait a minute, like I've like spent the first minute setting the whole video up, and then like that's when it's supposed to finish. So I really had to go back and cut things, and then just like if one thing was wrong, like I'd need to like reset everything to the beat as well, because like mainly I edit to the beat just so it just has a nice flow, because I feel like the flow of the video is what kind of engages the audience the most. That's what I feel, and I think I achieved that after all that editing fuss. So I think I am getting better with the editing. Just becoming more fluid, and it's like the speed that I'm able to do it at as well. So yeah, so I only used iPhone video from the normal camera app. I didn't use any filters. Like I played around with a few filters. It just wasn't, it just didn't feel right. Like I tried a lot of tracks, like different music tracks, and it was just like nothing really suited it. And this was the only kind of track that was just sort of like, it wasn't too intense and it wasn't too slow. Because that was another thing that I ran into, is that this doesn't have any sort of like action moments where it's just like when the beat, you know, kind of drops and there's something like awesome happens. There wasn't really anything like awesome happening. It's just kind of this one big kind of awesome thing where it's just like people are coming together to kind of celebrate, if you will, or just spectate, observe, just or be a part of. It's just that kind of community feel to it. It's just like I'm kind of adding to that community now, which is what I want to do in the future. It's like this is really kind of setting me up to continue this kind of video editing and video taking, to keep creating, you know, content like that. Like in the future, I would love to, you know, have player interviews or just, you know, just video diaries, like, you know, just on the first days is like have a, you know, quick blurb like, oh, the team got up and, you know, we had breakfast and we went to the LAN cafe really early. Oh, we couldn't find the LAN cafe, haha. Something, you know, just stories. So I was also playing with text. There's also like a main, like I think I didn't talk about it in the blog, but under the mainstream category, there's also kind of like a meme type deal where like they'll add text, like kind of in a sort of troll way, like in a comical sort of cynical way, I guess. I'm not really cynical, but just like a kind of like a haha, I'm just making a joke. Like I could just throw text on the screen while something's happening. Like for instance, like when the plane, like there was no distinct kind of sign posting saying like this is Melbourne, now we're in Sydney. Like I was thinking like putting in the one plane where like as I took footage of Melbourne leave, like where I'm still in Melbourne, and then there's footage of me being in Sydney, and I was thinking of maybe being like, oh, like putting a title saying Melbourne and then a title saying Sydney, you know, and then saying like handshakes or something, you know, like just to sort of like direct the viewer, you know, just so I can make sure that they're understanding it. But I kind of I was against it just because it just sort of added more clutter to it, because it's also a very short video, because this is like it's over before you know it kind of thing. Like a minute just goes like that. And also I played with adding a teal and orange filter to it, and that just didn't sit right as well, because it almost took away from what I was doing. Like it was almost a distraction, because I feel like there was a lot of lead up in my video, and then I don't think there was enough like grounding, like I'm here for a purpose kind of thing, even though I know I was there for something much greater, like the whole of Australia, all the whole of this server from different states were competing to come together in the round of 32, which our team made, but we didn't progress any further. But anyway, so there wasn't like, I don't think there was enough context, because I didn't have enough time to build it. But at the same time, I think in its own right, it has it just has a nice feel to it, I think. I like, it's just like if an outsider was looking at it, it's just like, well, he's doing something, and then there's gaming. This is like, I also like, I wanted to highlight that, there's a clip in the video where I show the camera of my teammates, and these four players I had never met in real life before, until we decided to do this. I'd only known them through online means, playing together, having that same passion, having that same goal, and it's just like, oh well, this is happening, this is we could make money off this, or we can, snowball this into something. Let's do it. And then everyone's like, yeah, all right. And then it's just like, we meet each other. We've never met each other. And it's just like, all right, well, we have something in common. So, like, I don't know, it was a very, like, rewarding experience to just sort of solidify, like, this thing. It's like, showing my teammates this video that I took, when this was on, just like, it brings back, like, a sense of camaraderie. Like our team, like, because we lost, like, our team went through a lot of hardship, and, well, not really hardship, it's just like, like, we didn't win, so it's like, oh, well, why should we keep playing with each other, kind of thing, like, there wasn't enough, like, passion or, like, drive, because, like, the season's ending, there's no real tournament to keep playing in, and so them seeing that, it's just like, well, this was when we were together, we had our Oceans 5 tags on, like, we were, the real deal, kind of thing. It's just, like, it's a, it was the first time that I'd ever really, pursued, like, something that isn't, considered as, like, a real thing, or wasn't considered as a real thing in the past, and it's like, now it's like starting to be this thing. Yeah, okay, so it's been 12 minutes. Any questions? What? Oh, no questions? Alright then. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'll reply to that as soon as possible. Yeah, so overall, I really, really enjoyed creating this. I think I've learnt a lot from editing, and just awareness of just alternative video as a whole. I consider like, my last two works, like this work and my last assignment work, to be somewhat alternative means. I didn't like delve into the, like, remix. Like, I liked that concept. I really engaged with it, but, like, I guess the way I work is that it has to be kind of meaningful to me. So I guess I put my own flavor, or, like, twist to it. So it's just like, I found footage that I had created in the past, and I turned it into something, into a promotion. Like, I didn't think I'd ever find a way to promote myself, and that is something that any YouTuber or video developer or any kind of person struggles with, like, creating a nothing brand and turning it into something, making people want to care about it. Like, this video I've posted, like, the community won't really care about it. Like, it isn't like very, like, it isn't in that kind of, like, professional, clean cut way where it's just like, you can watch it and then you'll understand everything, and you won't have many questions. Like, people create a question somehow, but, I don't think this video really leaves discussion. It almost leaves questions, I guess. It's just like, oh, so what were you doing there again? Or, like, so what was going on? Like, just kind of stuff like that. And just like, I'm always happy to explain what was going on. Like, I'm so passionate about this kind of thing. Yeah, so, and I was going to do a skate video, and I almost feel like the skate video could have, had a better impact. just because, you know, it's more of like a, oh, I know what's going on. He's skating, all right, and then, you know, then you get the cuts. And I also, you know, I would have, like, I had a GoPro at my disposal, so, you know, I could have added the phone in and then the GoPro, but, you know, then I would have ran into that aspect ratio thing again, and I would have been like, oh no, what do I do? How do I need to really merge that in? And so I guess I'll leave that up to another, because I will do a skate video. I really want to do one of those videos. It was just because this kind of presented itself. I was like, well, why would I not? Because it's like I'm not gonna get another, like, chance to do something like this in a while. Whereas, like, a skate video is always, it's just waiting there for me. Like, I can just grab my camera, grab my GoPro, jump on my board, you know, and then just go and set something up. Whereas this is happening as it goes, and it's just, you know, like, look out for situations. When do I film? Who should I film? What should I get, you know, shots of? And yeah, I guess it's just helped me to think in a different way, to think of outside the box, really, think in an alternative way. Yeah, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed my 16-minute recap. And I really hope you do enjoy the video for what it's worth. I hope to talk to you in the future, or see you in the future. Has been a pleasure. See ya.